श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। स्वप्न from 11. बलं बलवतां चाहं
बलं बलवतां चाहं
कामरागविवर्जितं
कामरागविवर्जितं
धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु
धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु
कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ।
कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ।
ये चैव सात्विका भावाः
ये चैव सात्विका भावाः
राजसास्तामसाश्च ये
राजसास्तामसाश्च ये
मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि
मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि
न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि।
न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि।
त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैः
त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैः
येभिः सर्वमिदं जगत्
येभिः सर्वमिदं जगत्
मोहितं नाभिजानाति
मोहितं नाभिजानाति
मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्।
मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्।
दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी
दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी
मम माया दुरत्यया।
मम माया दुरत्यया।
मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते
मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते
मायामेतां तरन्ति ते
मायामेतां तरन्ति ते
न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः
न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः
प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः
प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः
माययापहृतज्ञानाः
माययापहृतज्ञानाः
आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः
आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः
चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम्
चतुर्विधा भजन्ते मां
जनाः सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन
जनाः सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन
पार्थो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी
आर्तो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी
ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ
ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ
Okay. There are a lot of people who have turned off their video feeds. Mahesh, Lakshmi Nagesh, Gayatri, Vijay Sundaram, Satya Chilukuri, Jaya, Sundari, Madhumati. If you have a specific reason, you let me know a priori that you will be turning off your video. Because otherwise, what will happen? A habit will set in. What is a habit? Habit is I will turn off my video and I'll start doing some cooking and this and that. It is there. We all have all these duties. What to do? We are stuck in a between a rock and a hard place, like they say. But we need to consciously neutralize that idea. And the way to do that is to say, I'm going to be in a as we're going to mimic a real class as much as possible. That is our Shraddha. That is our Shraddha to the Shastra. If you can't do for some reason, you let me know. And so whatever be the reason, there is then that shows Shraddha in the Shastra. So I just wanted to say that. Okay. So last time we saw this particular shloka, Chaturvidha bhajante maam. Okay. In 4 ways, people worship me. Okay. We saw the first one, Artaha, Artaha. So the examination devotee, the one who thinks of God only during the time of exams, which is all of us basically. And Bhagwan, hey Bhagavan, please, I should pass this exam. I should get whatever the target is. There is always a target. If parents always said they have to come first, you have to come first, you have to come first, then this child is always under stress. And okay, let me get maximum marks. Let my friends they make some mistakes also. So therefore, it has to work out both ways. Otherwise, so like that. That kind of a bhakta is a artha bhakta. So we saw many examples. Prahladascha, Vibhishanascha, Karirat, and then Ahalya, Dhruvaha, and Panchali, Draupadi, all that we saw last time. Okay, we're not going to repeat all that. Next, I think we covered that. Artharthi was the one that we were going to look at. And Artha. So the second word here is Jignasu. We'll come to that later. We'll go to Artharthi next. Okay, I'll explain why it's like this. So Artharthi. Artharthi is a little more mature. And this man, this person recognizes, I cannot do it all by myself. I need the help of God all the time, whether in good times and bad times. Okay, I need the help of God. So therefore, he starts a business, and then he's very clear. Clear means what? Lakshmi Devi has to be brought in. You can't bring Dakshinamurti when you're opening a new store. Okay, don't bring Saraswati and all that. It won't work. Yes, Saraswati is Saraswati. So this man is very clear about all this. He doesn't need a lecture on Saraswati. This one, Paride Kamarupini, Vidyaramam, all this lecture he doesn't need. He doesn't need to know any Sanskrit. He is very clear. Lakshmi Devi will give me the goods. And that's what I want. And this Lakshmi, Paramarthanandaji goes another step. He says, Lakshmi Devi's hand, the gold coin should be flowing down. And then the pot should become full. And the pot should be overflowing. And it should flow down. And then the table hair. So it should be coming on to the table. This man is very crystal clear about all this. I didn't think like this, but they are very clear. So that kind of a bhakta, and who's mature enough to recognize that, this is by ourselves we can't do things, and we have to partner with God. God is my permanent partner. Okay, that person is a artharthi, and so previously the artha was a dukkha nivritti bhakta. I am your bhakta because I want you to remove my sadness and my anxiety and etc. Here, Sukha Prapti Bhakta. I am happy and I want to continue to be happy. That kind of bhakta is a Artharthi Bhakta. Thank you for keeping me happy all along and continue to do so. Okay, that person, Kamya Karmi, that person is. And so these two bhaktaha, Arthaha and Artharthi, all of us began our life as Arthaha. So nobody is inferior and all that. And but so they are Manda Bhakta. Manda Bhakta. Why Manda Bhakta? Sakama Bhakta. Sakama means Kama driven Bhakta. I want something and without you I can't get it. Or I don't want something and without you it can't be kept away. Okay, that disease. I don't want any disease. Therefore, I need your help. This kind of a Sakama Bhakta. These two people are in that category. And so this kind of bhakta is very clear. It is Kama Bhakta because if things don't get fulfilled, if the desires don't get fulfilled, then what happens? So see, you try homeopathy, otherwise you try allopathy, then you go to Tirupati. Suppose Edu Kondala Vada, Venkatramana, Govinda, Govinda. Okay. So that you went and put all kinds of money, went to Tirupati and all. Still business not success. Then what will you do? Then I'm ready to switch. I'm ready to switch sides. I'm ready to listen to somebody. Somebody will say, hey, you're going to Tirupati. Did you do a Ganapati Homa at home? Did you think of Ganapati even for 1 minute? Oh, didn't I tell you, our ancestors tell you Ganapati must be there, whatever you do. Even Jayakumarji starts his prayer and all, Gananantva and all they say. You should do Ganapati. Dakshinamurti is not enough. Ganapati for them, for you also Ganapati. He is angry. That's why you are not successful in your business. Then suddenly the whole life changes. And then house, everything. Come on, call all our pandits and let's do Ganapati Homa. So that's it. Venkateshwara given up. Forgot. For the moment, forgot. So we are all very smart people. We can ask God to come and God to go away also. Get out of it. And so that kind of a bhaktas, Sakama Bhakta means that's how it will be. Because God is a means. But now we are going to come to a bhakta called Jignasuhu. Jignasuhu. A word like this in Sanskrit, this is a very peculiar usage in Sanskrit. You don't find such words in many languages. Okay. Jnanam. Okay. Jnanam is what? Knowledge. Okay. This is some of you may know all this, but others who are not familiar with the language. Jnanam means knowledge. The one who desires knowledge is what? The desire for knowledge. Okay, knowledge is jnanam. Desire for knowledge is what? Jignasa. 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 Then what about the one who has a desire for knowledge? That person is referred to as a jignasuhu. Correct? Jnanam, jignasa, jignasuhu. Okay. Now let's give some other examples. I am hungry. Okay. So hunger. Hunger is what? Uh, Hunger is bhiksha, bhuksha, bhu, bhudat. Desire for food. Hunger is called what? Bubuksha. Correct? Bubuksha. Same as jignasa. Bubuksha. And the one who is hungry is therefore called as what? Bubukshuhu. Bubukshuhu. That ba doubles. Doubles. San pratyaya. So to those of you wondering what it is, Sanskrit students, pratyaya is called san pratyaya. And so this is called bubukshuhu. Bubuksha, bubukshu. Then some other examples. Desire to do something. Desire to do. What is it called as? You can unmute yourself if you want to answer this question. Desire to do, if anybody knows. Desire. And I'll give you a clue. Kru dhatu. Kri.
Chikirshuhu.
Okay, so the desire to do is called chikirsha. And the one who has the desire to do is called what? Chikirshuhu. You got it? Consistent? Chikirshuhu. Chikirshuhu. What else? Speak. 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 Vache, to speak. And then desire to speak will be called? Huh?
Vivaksha.
Very good. So, vivaksha. Vivaksha. Okay, Sudhaji is saying vivaksha.
Then mumuksha is also there. Moksha.
Ah, right. So, vivaksha. Vivaksha is desire to speak. And the one who has the desire to speak is called vivakshuhu. Same thing. Moksha is there. And then the desire for moksha is called mumuksha. The one who has the desire for moksha is called mumukshuhu. This is how the construct in Sanskrit works. So therefore, now you know jignasuhu. If you see this word su, shu, etc., then the mind should go. This is talking about a desire for something. In this case, desire for knowledge. One who has a desire for knowledge is called a jignasuhu. Okay, that person is jignasu. Now, desire for knowledge of what? So recently we started the Sanskrit classes, and so 10 classes going on right now. So all of them are about Samskrita Jignyasuhu. They're all Samskrita Jignya. They want to learn the language called Sanskritam. And but then desire can be for any desires are too many. So desire to paint, desire to visit my friends in that city, etc. All that is a desire. And desire to do, etc. And desire to know. Now, a thief also has a desire to know. Desire to know what? Desire to know how to open locks and how to pick the pocket. Hey, that's an art, I think. Without your knowledge, the person should be able to pick the pocket. That's the desire to know. How do I do it? So he will go on practicing, I suppose. And just imagine. So that also is Jnatum Ichha only. And so Jnatum Ichha. But yahan par Atma Jnana Ichha. Jnatum Ichha. Ishvara Ichha. Correct? Ishvara Jnana Ichha. That is what here it is. And so that person has that extra punyam. And so that punyam gives the person this viveka. Viveka masti. So, pariksha lokan, karmachitan, all that we've seen. So that person has looked through one's own experiences and then understood that there is something called moksha. And that moksha, there is a connection between moksha and Ishvaraha. Because I used to look around and everybody only religious people talk about moksha, nobody else talks about moksha. And then there are people studying it also seriously. Why? Because then he makes the connection between moksha and jignasa. Moksha is desire for Mumuksha is desire for moksha, okay? The desire for moksha is converted to desire to know. Desire to know. Correct? Jignasa. Mumuksha becomes jignasa. Mumuksha becomes jignasa. I hope you're following. Desire for moksha. Moksha is I want to be free. I want to be free from pain, free from sorrow, free from rebirth, this, that, and all. That is called desire for moksha. But I don't know how to get moksha. Then, okay, all this bhakti and all is there, and then some travel ideas are there. But then the person begins to ask the question after knowing all this. Moksha means does it involve travel or does not involve travel? Moksha means in going to a place, another place, or not. Or not. Okay? That kind of question, if he starts asking, then what? Suppose he asks the question. Suppose somebody says, no, you have to go to Vaikuntha. That is heaven. And then, or you have to go to Golok Vrindavan. That is your heaven. That is moksha. You come here, we will tell you how to do that. Suppose somebody says. Now, if you ask the question, hey, you are worshipping Vishnu. Vishnu is Sarva Vyapi. You are chanting Vishnu Sahasranam. Vishvam Vishnurva Shatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. Vishwam. One of the names for Vishnu is Vishwam. Vishwam means this Vivida Pratyaya Gamyam Vishwam, this Jagat. This world is Vishwam. Vishnu is present as Vishwam. That's why his name is Vishwam. And Vishnu itself means Vyaveshti iti Vishnu, Sarvavyapi iti Vishnu. One who is all pervasive is called Vishnu. Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. He is the Lord of Bhuta, past, Bhavya, future, and Bhavat, present. Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. And that is only possible if for a Sarvavyapi. Therefore, this makes perfect sense. How come you are desiring to go to Vaikuntha? You can't see Vishnu here when you are here because Vishnu is here. Vishwam is Vishnu. Suppose somebody asks the question, what is the answer? No answer. You can't get an answer for that. Because the trip, people are driven to travel. In fact, we are doing a disservice. The Shastram is not studied properly. We do a disservice to our own people. I'll explain to you later. So Swami Dayananda ji says this. You know, okay, Vishnu is telling us it's hey, you want to remain small. You want to remain the way you are. Why do you make me also small? Aham sarva vyapi asmi, but you place me in Vaikuntha somewhere and you lock me up there. And what is this? This is God's trouble, you know. And so Vishnu is complaining to Lakshmi. Vishnu is very sad, it seems. So Lakshmi comes and says, what happened? Hey, Vish, you know, we need one syllable words. So, hey, Vish, what happened to you? You look very sad. Vishnu and all, it's all old-fashioned names. Vish. Hey, Vish, what happened? You look very sad today. Yeah, you know, these people are all, why are they like this? Like that, he says. How no? They can't understand Sarva Vyapitvam, all pervasiveness, all this, they can't. Vivarta Upadana Karanam and all, they can't understand or what? Hey, Vish, I told you long ago, don't be too serious. You're taking life too serious. Okay? Different folks have different strokes. Don't you know this? And Brahma, didn't you get the lesson from Brahma? Different folks will have different strokes. That's all, over. And you can't brood over all these things. I've told you so many times. Do you ever listen to me? You don't listen to me at all. And Puja Swami takes off on this. This is how the couple starts. You don't listen to me at all. Then the argument keeps going on and on. Then father will come, mother will come, father-in-law will come, mother-in-law will come, and then this goes on and on. The children, you know, this is a great time for children. They say, oh, dad and mom are busy. Now is the time for us to have a little fun. Close the door and have some fun. Okay, they'll be busy for the next 1 hour. So I think So that's how it is. Anyway, so this person asked the question. All classical music songs, Hindustani, Carnatic, everywhere you see this Ishvara Bhakti is there and Ishvara Prapti, Atra Jivan Muktatvam is there, Telisite Mokshamu, Teliyakunna Bandhamu is there. And if you know it, you're free. If you don't know it, you're bound. Like that, the Shastra talks about. And Payoji Maine Ram Ratan Dhan Payo. How? Meera sitting here, she's already got achieved all this. She says that Ram Ratan Dhan Payo. I've got it. That's it. I'm free now. Here and now I'm free, she says. Meera Bachi. So somebody should ask all these questions, and the person says, then that Viveka is there. Viveka is there. And so we know all these things. So the Kripanaha, etc. is there. And so that buddhi, when a person decides to use, then Tattvamasi, how can an equation called Tattvamasi be reconciled? You are that. There is an equation there. Aham Brahma Asmi. I am Brahma. This is not there is no guesswork involved in this, in understanding this equation. Aham means I. Asmi means I am. Brahma. Aham Brahma Asmi. You can ask what is Brahma. That's all you can ask. But there is no doubt in the statement. I am Brahma. There is no ambiguity. All Sampradayas have to say that same statement. They have to translate it like that. They can only interpret Brahma differently. They can interpret the statement differently. But that becomes our Mahavakya. So when a person says, hey, I want to understand what this is all about, that person, Jijñāsuhu, correct? Previously he was an Artharthi, she was an Artharthi, and now she becomes a Jijñāsuhu, correct? So you can see that. And so previously Ishvara is my accomplice. Now I want you, okay? I want you and I want to know you. The way I can get you is I want to know you. I can get you means what? You are there everywhere. So now I need to understand this better. How do I recognize you everywhere? Okay. So Karma Yoga, etc. comes Karma Yoga Buddhya, Ishwararpana Buddhya, Prasada Buddhya, and then all that comes. From Ishvara, we go to Ishvara Jnanam. From moksha, desire for moksha, I become desire for Ishvara Jnanam. Ishvara Jnanam is not different from Atma Jnanam. Look at the journey there, right? It's all there, clean. And then Antakarana Shuddhi, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, everything is meaningful. So from that Ishvara Jnanam, I come to Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. All other yogas, we bring that in there. All are disciplines. Why? Because Antakarana Shuddhi. Why? Antakarana Shuddhi, Ishvara Jnanam. Why Ishvara Jnanam? Atma Jnanam. Why Atma Jnanam? Moksha. Why moksha? Purushartha. I cannot say, nobody can say, I am going to be happy being unhappy. Nobody in the world can say that. Correct? Nobody in the world can say that. That's why. That's why. So that person, and is this Jijñāsuhu. So now this word order. Artaha Jijñāsuhu Arthati. Why is Krishna playing this game? Why doesn't he say Artaha Arthati Jijñāsu Jnani? That would be better, I think. No, but if you switch the order, Artaha Arthati Jijñāsu, if you say, then there will be a Chandas problem. Arthortharti Jijñāsuhu it will become, because Akara Lopaha will happen. Akara will drop due to Sandhi. Arthaha Arthortharti it will become. Arthortharti. Arthortharti Jijñāsuhu. 7. We'll have only 7 syllables. So Chandas problem is there. That means what? What do we understand from this? From this we understand that Krishna knows Chandas. Veda Vyasa knows Chandas. Correct? That's what we can understand from this. So, okay. Arthaha, Artharthi, Jigyasuhu, and now who? Jnani cha Bharatarishabha. Jnani. So we don't need much introduction to Jnani. So one who seeks knowledge will get knowledge, and the person who gains that knowledge is a Jnani. Previously, Ishvara was there for that person. Jignasu, Arthaha, Artharthi. Everybody knows of Ishvara. Has Ishvara in mind, no doubt. If there is any problem, just go to puja room. Bhagavan is there, very much there, Pratyaksha. But then that Ishvara is a Paroksha Ishvara, correct? Now you understand the importance of the word Paroksha. Paroksha Ishvara means an Ishvara who is away from me, who is separate from me, who is far away from me, who is remote. That Ishvara is a Paroksha Ishvara. But what about the Jnani's Ishvara? Not Paroksha Ishvara. Jnani means Ishvaraha Aham Asmi. That person. That Ishvara. Ishvara used to be Paroksha. Now Aparokshaha. Aparokshaha. Very important word in our Shastra. Aparokshaha. So for that person. And so now for that person, God is neither an end nor a means also. Previously, he was a means. I needed him very much. I needed her very much. Then Jignasuhu, God became the goal. Sadhyam, I want to understand you. That is my way of seeking you. So God became Sadhyam, correct? Arthaha and Arthati, Sadhanam. God is a sadhanam. I worship God so I can get what I want. Then Jignasuhu is mature. No, I want you. You are not a means anymore. You are an end itself. Then Jnani, you are neither a means nor an end. Why you are not an end? Because I am you. You are me. He's going to say that again later on. So next couple of verses is going to come. Krishna is going to say that. Correct? Therefore, that Jnani is a Siddhaha. That's why we get this word Siddha Purushaha. You get the meaning of Siddha Purusha. Siddha Purusha means accomplished. One who has accomplished what is there to be accomplished. We think Siddha Purusha means some powers they have. They're all sitting on mountains, they're all meditating, and they have all these powers. They may have powers, but that's not why they are called Siddha Purusha. You see how our knowledge is all just messed up. All this cobweb of ideas. We're stuck with all kinds of ideas. Today morning, when I was studying, I heard a sound, okay? And this insect, big insect, grrr, when its wings are flapping like the wasp, you hear that sound. So grrr, I was hearing. Then I looked around, maybe it's somewhere here. And then I was studying some more, and then I heard grrr, grrr, like that. Then I found that this windows, this one window has 4 doors, okay? 4 quarters are there, 4 doors are there. The top 2 are open and the bottom 2 are closed in my room here. And then there is a net lawn, there is a mosquito net, okay? This insect got stuck between the mosquito net and the closed door. So from the open door, it came inside and got stuck here. Okay, not only that, there are some cobwebs also there in between that net and the, because I don't clean this every day. So once in a while I clean it, and every day I'm not taking this and doing this. So this cobweb, so it got kind of enmeshed in one of that, and it's trying to remove. I went closely and watched. It's trying to remove its, its wings are all kind of stuck because of this, and then it gets itself out, then it moves. And I was wondering, how do I get him out? Then I got a bright idea. I took my cell phone, because these insects go after light. So I turned the light on, and then I kept it on it's where the bottom, it has to climb up all the way and then go out from the top window, okay, top door. And so I pulled it, kept closing. Then after a few seconds, it started climbing up. Then I pulled my thing some more. Then it was then stuck there and then trying to do all this. Then I went close and tried to attract it. And then he comes up. Then he comes up. Then he comes up. He comes up. He flies it. I felt very good after I did that. I said, wow, this thing works. And so like that, we also have a lot of cobwebs, correct? We are also stuck in cobwebs. And so Parama Prema Swarupa Bhakti, Parama Prema Swarupa Bhakti, Narada Bhakti Sutra. So people say, what is the difference between Bhakti and Jnana? Okay, I'll spend a little more time on that. Okay, shortly will come. So you are talking about Jnana. The person who talks about Bhakti says Bhakti is the greatest. Who do I believe? Everybody says they are the greatest, right? And so we have to be clear. This cobwebs we have to get out. That is why Saraswati Namastubhyam every day. Let me know what is the truth. Yathatmyam. Let me understand the things as they should be understood. When the commitment is there to the truth, then there is no stopping. There is no stopping us. And so, therefore, Dvaita Bhakti Arthaha Artharthi Advaita Bhakti Jignasuhu Jnani. Correct? Can we say that? Bheda Bhakti Abheda Bhakti. Correct? Bheda Abheda. Beautiful it is. And so, Sakama Bhakti Nishkama Bhakti. Kama for all things in the world, they are going to solve my problems. Nishkama Bhakti, no, I don't think that is going to work. Aham Purnaha, if I am Purnaha, then why should I become Purnaha? I need to just change my whole thinking process. Therefore, Nishkama Bhakti. Okay, so let's translate this shloka. Chaturvidha bhajante mam janaha sukritiнаha Arjuna artah jignasuhu artharthi jnani cha Bharatarishabha. Bharatarishabha, the greatest, the foremost in the lineage of Bharata. Okay, so let's translate this shloka. Arjuna, comma. Hey Arjun. So that we were, I was giving some orientation to this. We're starting all the Sanskrit classes this week, last week. So Sunday there was orientation 1 week ago, and everybody was introducing themselves. So different backgrounds and north, south, etc., etc. And so I'm always fascinated by Sanskrit and this, etc. They said, and then somebody said, I'm Hindi. I'm Hindi speaking. I know Devanagari Lipi, but still I think I should learn Sanskrit. It's a very important language, etc. Like that, etc. So during this time afterward, when I spoke, I said, there are some special challenges. Okay, people who know Hindi and they know Devanagari, they are going to have some trouble. What trouble it is? Because they are going to say karm, they are going to say ram. There is no ram in Sanskrit. There is only rama or ramaha in Sanskrit. Okay, they are going to make all this pronunciation mistake. The teacher is going to have their hands full for some time. So you better be aware of all these things. So think you have to pronunciation. You have to get every time the mind wants to say something and you have to stop yourself. Karma, not karma. Karma nahi hai bhaiya. Karma is written differently and karma is written differently in Sanskrit. Oh, is that right? So that's what came to my mind here. So Arjuna, because here in the south we say Arjuna, but actually it is Sanskrit. Arjuna. Hey Arjuna. That's why Arjuna. In English also we say Arjuna. Okay. Hey Arjuna, the foremost in the lineage of Bharata. Exclamation mark. Hey Arjuna, the foremost in the lineage of Bharata. People given to good actions, Sukritinaha. People given to good actions, comma, who worship me, people given to good actions, comma, who worship me are fourfold, are fourfold. Hyphen, the distressed. Swamiji translates Artha as distressed. Okay, so the devotee in distress. Yeah. So distressed, comma, the seeker of security and pleasure. The seeker of security and pleasure, comma. Okay. The one who desires to know, the one who desires to know, within brackets, me, one who desires to know, within brackets, me. The one who desires to know me, comma, and the one who knows, within brackets, me. And the one who knows me. Arjuna, the foremost in the lineage of Bharata, people given to good actions, comma, who worship me are fourfold, hyphen, the distressed, comma, the seeker of security and pleasure, comma, the one who desires to know me, comma, and the one who knows me. Okay, everybody got that? Yeah, Mahesh, go ahead and unmute yourself.
After that, seeker of security and
Can't hear you, you're not audible.
you're able to hear me now?
So it's very muffled. Once again, come closer, I think we might be able to hear.
You said the fourfold, distressed, the seeker of security and
Pleasures.
pleasures.
Okay. So next, who was next before Manjula? Somebody else had raised their hand. Who was that? Yeah, Girish. Okay, today Vijay is not there, so I'm just. Okay, good. Tesham jnani nityayuktaha
तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्तः
ekabhaktir vishishyate
एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते
priyo hi jnaninotyartham
प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम्
aham sacha mama priyaha
अहं स च मम प्रियः
tesham jnani nityayuktaha
तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्तः
ekabhaktir vishishyate
एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते
priyo hi jnaninotyartham
प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम्
aham sacha mama priyaha
अहं स च मम प्रियः
Good. So here Bhagavan Shri Krishna is going to remove some doubts, some misconceptions. First thing is, now our mind is going to compare, because compare in what way? He's going to say, Tesham Jnani Vishishyate. The greatest is Jnani among these four. He's going to say that. Okay. And so we are going to ask all kinds of questions after that. My goodness, Krishna is partial. In fact, he should say Artha is the most, because he is the one who needs most help. Like that, we should say. Because the one who is helpless is the one who needs most help. No, it doesn't work like that. He's going to say, Jnani Vishishyate. It means that, hey, everybody should become a Jnani. That is the meaning. Krishna doesn't care about anybody. But say that if you're an Artha, you have to become an Artharthi. If you're an Artharthi, you have to become a Jignasu. If you're a Jignasu, you have to become a Jnani. So in a school, in a high school, so graduation ceremony is there. And this high school final year, they are all leaving the school after this year. We are all going to college. So the celebration involves, the main thing in that celebration is introducing all the high school students, the final year students, 12th grade students, and then congratulating them, and we are proud of them, and we are so happy, etc. We say. No, we are proud of them when somebody is sitting in sixth grade child is watching this show, seventh grade. So that means what, the principal is not proud of the other children or what? We are proud of you because that's the goal. The goal is set. The bar is set for everybody. So everybody claps their hands. They are not saying, "Oh, principal did not appreciate us. He doesn't appreciate all of us. He is partial to all these 12th graders." Not like that. Never like that. So therefore, that idea we don't have to have. And so jnani. So we said this earlier also. Jnanam is very dry. Bhakti is wet. Bhakti is rasa is there. There is rasa in bhakti. You listen to all these talks on TV. My God, it's very attractive. And Kannan, they will say, and they won't say Krishna also. Krishna, that word Krishna also is not good. Kannan. So because you have, that word has to bring memories of butter and this mischief and Radha and all the Gopikas and all should come into your mind. Then only that whole you get carried away by it. And some people are so good at telling these stories. My God. And so very important. We grew up like this. Everybody should listen to a Bhagavatam and so forth. Okay. And see, Tesham Jnani Nityayuktaha Ekabhaktir Vishishyati. Jnani Vishishyati. Jnani is the superior. Okay, we'll come back to all the words. Okay. And Vishishyate. Why? Because the Jnani has gone through all these phases. He also was an Artha, she was an Arthaha, Arthati, Jnasuhu. And person kept on at it. Uddhared Atman Atmanam Natmanam Avasadayet. That person is also a human being like all of us. And so that person also had to work through all these emotional problems and whatnot. That person's life was not easy. You don't need to assume that that person's life was easy. Oh, your life is easy. My life, you should look at come to my home and see how my home is. No, we don't have to go to anybody's home. Our home is enough for us. And so look at from chapter 4, 34 onwards. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. So jnanam very clearly mentioned in all these things. Jnanam of what? Of course, Ishvara Jnanam, Atma Jnanam. And then that whole thing, 34, 35, 36, 37, if you go, Nahi Jnanena Sadrisham Pavitramiha Vidyate. There is nothing more sacred than knowledge, my dear Arjuna. So therefore, go after knowledge. Shraddhavan Labate Jnanam. Correct? Verse number 38 or 39, I think it's chapter 4. Shraddhavan Labate Jnanam. Shraddha is needed, etc. All that is Labate Jnanam. So, therefore, systematic study of the Shastra is the only way out. Then immediately another question will come. Guruji, how so many people are there in this world? Okay, world ko chodo, India, 1.5, 1.3, 1.4 billion people are there. And how is everybody going to study the Shastra? Is it possible? Can you even imagine this? This question will come. Suddenly what happened? We become very compassionate to all people. My question is this. When you took your children to school and lagatar day after day after day, from KG onwards, everything, did you worry about all the people who are illiterate and on the streets? You didn't worry about that. When your son got your job, daughter got a job, you got a job, did you worry about all the people on the streets and wonder how all these people are going to make a living? They're all begging and this. Did you worry about it? No, you didn't worry about all that. Okay, and they're all hungry. When you went to a Chinese restaurant, you didn't ask the question, I am enjoying having fun in an air-conditioned Chinese restaurant. How will all, there are people waiting in India, they will have street change everywhere. Did you ever worry about that? No. Suddenly when Shastram comes, how come this question arises? How will everybody study Guruji? I will respond like this. I will respond like this because we have to think how sudden compassion came. Do you understand what I'm talking or not? You have to study the Shastram. Shastram is talking about you, Shabda Pramanam, Ityadi. Did you understand or not? You don't have to study anything. You are free. Do you understand that or not? Do you want to understand that or not? So now we have to think. So don't worry about others and this and that. That won't fly here. Okay. And so Paramathandaji says, even Bhagavatam, all the Puranas, all beautiful stories from Dhruva onwards, it's there. And Paramathandaji says, Saguna Ishvara is there, Nirguna Ishvara is there. In all Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is written by whom? Veda Vyasa. The same Veda Vyasa who wrote the Bhagavad Gita. The same Veda Vyasa who wrote the Upanishads. And he won't skip out Nirguna Ishvara. So they give all these Vyakhyanas. Okay, Dhruva Upakhyana. And then Jadabharata Upakyanam. Ajamilo Upakyanam. Like this, they have big, they're all very, very nice to hear. Some people are extremely good at this. And along with the music also will be there. And they are good singers also. They bring classical music in here. Very beautiful. It's a great tradition. So Jadabharata's story will come. Bharata's story, it starts with Bharata, Dushyanta and Shakuntala, correct? And then they had a nice boy. And then the boy was very unusual. And he used to fight with tigers. If the tigers were creating problem, he used to go slap the tigers itself. And that kind of a boy, he was never, he knew no fear at all, period. And and then he grows up, etc. He had children, so many children and everything. He became a great king. And then he suddenly, he says, okay, my time's up. I want to give up my kingdom to all of you. And then he walks away and goes to the forest to do dhyana. Okay. At that point, story ends. Hey, why did he go meditate? Why did he go to the forest? How can a person give up everything that he has worked for? The family, why did he give up? No question. This Upanyasakara just stops there completely. Hey, this story is good and we followed it. But as I grow older and older, you have to focus my attention. You have to focus my attention on the things. Why he's gone to meditate? Why would somebody give up all these things? That is what I need to know. Constantly telling all these stories. That's why it's the other day I told a friend, I said, we are actually distracting our own people. We are preventing our people from knowing the Shastra. How? By telling these stories constantly. You can disagree with me on that. In the satsang, I want your opinion on this. And so stories are good, we need to know, but 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years, still the same story. So I'm telling people, we are driving our people to heaven. We are driving our people to Vaikuntha and Kailasha. This is absolutely wrong. Shastram says, Aham Brahmasmi. That is why Sringeri Acharya writes a letter to all the ashrams to tell their people, all these Upanyasakaras must talk about Vedanta, Mahavakyam. Don't stop with all these stories. So when Bharata's story comes down, then next Janma and all, Jada Bharata and all is coming. But you have to talk. Why did Bharata go to the forest? Why did Pandava's father go to the forest? What is this going to the forest business? What is this Vanaprastha? You start with Grahastha and then that's it? This is only half the life of a human being. Wrong, absolutely wrong. It's a disservice. These people are doing a disservice like that. I think we can make a point there. And so, and Bhagavatam has Nirguna Ishvara Tattvam is there. Vyasa has written all that, but none of us have heard all this. We think Bhagavatam means all rasa, all story. No, beyond story has an end. Culmination is Vanaprastha and then Sannyasa. That is the culmination. So that is how it is. Look, I'll tell you something. Some few weeks ago, somebody called me. A Christian called me from some place, from a different state, different city, and she said, and I knew of her before itself. I followed her on social media, and she's doing wonders in terms of she's educating people on Abrahamic religions versus Sanatana Dharma. She's a Christian herself, okay, but she's disillusioned, and she's now getting clear about what's what. And she calls me and she says, "No, we are trying to promote Bhagavad Gita." Look at this. She's a Christian, becoming a Hindu, or maybe become a Hindu. We are a group of people promoting Bhagavad Gita. We want to teach people about some basics of Bhagavad Gita, and we want to create teachers, and they should go to various places, wherever they are, villages, etc., and talk about Bhagavad Gita. This is a very noble goal to have. Okay. Then she wanted me how to do this, how to do that, how to set up, how to strategize and all. So I said, okay, we'll be happy to talk. Then I said one thing. They have a board and things like that. And I have to say, you guys have to decide something. You have to decide whether you're going to teach Advaita Vedanta, or you're going to teach Vishishta Advaita, or you have to teach Dvaita Vedanta. That you all have to decide what it's going to be. You know what she just responded? She said, it's going to be Advaita Vedanta, okay, no doubt. I said, why? And she said, you know what? Vishishta Advaita and Dvaita Vedanta, they talk about going to heaven, Vaikunta. That is their idea of moksha. If that is what I was seeking, I would have remained a Christian. I was very impressed by her answer. I said, this lady knows what she's talking. She said this. I said, okay, good. Now you're clear. I know she's clear also. She proved to me that she's very clear. She said that if I wanted to go to a Hindu heaven, I would have remained in Christianity. What is the difference between Hindu heaven and Christian heaven? Nobody has seen heaven. And so this lady is clear now. She is going to crack the code, right? Sooner or later, she's going to crack the code. Yeah. So anyway, Tesham Jnani Nityayuktaha Ekabhaktir Vishishyate. Jnani is the greatest. Why? Because Jnani is Nityayuktaha, always committed to me, joined with me also. Why? Because there is no difference between me and the Bhaktaha. There is no, two things are not joining here. Yoga. Sometimes they say yoga. God and Jiva become together. Hey, God and Jiva come together is good, but the culmination is there is no togetherness because there is no difference at all. Therefore, Nitya Yuktaha. Therefore, Eka Bhaktihi. Eka Bhaktihi. Okay, if I continue like this, I will keep going. So I'm watching. A clock is there in front of me. And so I don't want to. Already 5 minutes extended. So there's so much to talk on Eka Bhakti. Also, we'll do that in the next class. Let's do that. So, and then Vishishyate, and then Priyo hi Jnaninaha Atyartham Aham Sachame Priyaha. Very beautiful it is. We'll complete that in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you very much.